spending way too much time on LinkedIn. That's what I do best.
Killing it, 40,000 followers.
I know, getting there. I don't know what the goal. I think the next goal needs to be 50. Obviously, I was hoping to be there sooner, but it's all right. It's it's that ebb and flow. Yeah, of course. So, obviously, we have our Trendsetters podcast, which, I would love to record an episode of with you. I obviously know you had talked about going live on LinkedIn or some other channels. Is our plan to do a live, or is our plan to...
Let me stop this thing. Oh, this AirPlay thing is... There we go. I'll just leave it there.
Perfect. So are we going to plan to do a live right now, or would you like to just do the Trendsetters podcast? Do you have a preference?
It's up to you. Where do you want to go? Can you tell me, your audience is more helping SMBs connect to Gen Z for your agency?
Yeah, well, a little bit of both. I mean, as an agency, we are working both SMBs, startups, as well as even Fortune 500 recently. And that's really where we want to end up over time. Working in that Fortune 1000 space, specifically helping brands reach Gen Z. Our audience is primarily Gen Z, those that are interested in business, entrepreneurship, and marketing. And so the purpose of this podcast, we've been calling it a CMO series, but really it's just marketing professionals and executives, is to highlight those. I don't want to say it's some of the negatives of entrepreneurship right now, but there's so many course people left and right selling courses on things they don't know. There's a lot of false education out there. And I know you're obviously a strong proponent of some of that positive education with that's actually real, right? So it's kind of our job to highlight those and share what business, what marketing, what entrepreneurship is actually like.
That's a great angle. What's real and not.
Yeah.
And that's the one that the other people don't want to talk about because they're not real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's always evolving, it's always changing, but it's our job to stay ahead of that with Trendsetters Media. And I think this next generation coming in the fold, it'll be really interesting marketing-wise, like seeing some of the next generation of marketing executives and their approach. Because of social media, they might be more inclined to think marketing-wise at a sooner, younger age.
Yeah.
So I'm really driven by that to see what that looks like over the next decade.
You know what I'd love to have happen kind of selfishly is my aim?
Of course, yeah.
Is to help out the Gen Z folks be more like you, where they can start their own digital marketing agencies.
Yeah.
It's wide open. In the last 3 weeks, we had 2,000 agencies sign up for our training. And we're teaching them how to use their cell phone, making 1-minute videos, being able to help businesses set up their Facebook, collect reviews, all like super basic things, like social media stuff, and it's working really, really well because behind it, we have this whole program that we teach, and it's completely free for the young adults. This is better than any $2,000 course. We have the videos, we have the exercises, we have mentorship, and more importantly, we actually give them the clients.
Yes.
But we have 19,000 dentists, we have 700 chiropractors, we have several thousand mortgage brokers, thousands of real estate agents, all of them that are ready to hire anyone that's come through our training.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, I love your model, and I haven't really spoken about this publicly, so I think our discussion on education will be interesting, but Trendsetters Media, every single one of our employees right now is actually a college dropout, and we don't force that. It's kind of happened organically as well as it's been a proving point for us. So we see ourselves in the future becoming more education driven, not specific to marketing, likely more encompassing and broad, and then allow for specialization in the future. So that's our vision. So I think education would be an interesting discussion for us. Resources, insights, marketing technology is something I'd love to discuss with you as well. I think we have a lot of questions around what is AI, AR, what does that change in terms of the digital landscape. So those are some topics I queued up, but you're in front of the camera quite often. I am as well. So I sense that we won't have any trouble coming up with discussions.
Well, for this one, for your podcast, I want to make sure it's valuable to them. And I have other audiences that are different, and I can talk about whatever, but I want to make sure it's driving value for your audience.
Of course. Yeah.
I think the education angle is great. And we could even start almost poking fun at how a lot of people my age think that the young adults don't have business sense. They're just entitled, and they're on their phones all the time. And how the young adults think the old people don't get it with social media. They don't adapt. They don't change. And that's why they're going out of business like crazy because of COVID. And there's a way to work together. You know, it's just like all the hate that you have with the school system, saying, oh, well, you know, the universities are all a bunch of crap and no one should go to school anymore. Well, the ones that are doing that tend not to know how to write. They don't know how to organize. They don't know how, like, you know, there's being able to show both sides of it and how neither of them is actually correct, but there's a blended approach in the middle.
Definitely. And that cross-generation collaboration.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Got it. Awesome. Well, I got some great questions queued up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure plenty will come up. I'm ready to jump into things if you are.